Welcome to our channel, friends. In this video we will work on a real project. We will analyze the big data with the help of Python. In this project we will use the following commands or functions: unique value count function, filtering method, group by, get group function from group by, is null and not null function, rename, mean, standard deviation, variance, str.contains, the AND operator, OR operator, and minimum and maximum function. Okay, so let's start, friends. These are the set of questions that we will solve today. There are 15 questions available. We will solve these questions with the help of Python one by one. If we talk about data, then we have given a weather dataset. The weather dataset is a time series dataset with per hour information about the weather conditions at a particular location. This dataset records temperature, dew point temperature, relative humidity, wind speed, visibility, pressure, and conditions. This data is available as a CSV file format. We are going to analyze this data set using the pandas data frame. So first of all, we will import our pandas library. Import. This is the syntax to import the pandas library. We will run it. The library has been successfully installed. Now we will import our data. I am naming my data as data only, and I will import this data with the help of pd.read_csv. This is the syntax of importing a CSV file. Here I will write the path of my data. This is my data. I will copy its paths and paste there. This is the path. I will select and copy it and paste here. So friends, now I am writing a small r here. This small r is written to remove the Unicode error. Now as you can see, the data has been successfully installed. To view my data, I can simply write data and run. So this is our data. It has 8784 rows and 8 columns. These are the columns: date, time, temperature C column, dew point temperature column, relative humidity column, wind speed column. These are the columns, and these are the records or rows. There are total 8084 records. Now, how to analyze data? In our previous video, I have told you that before start analyzing, we should explore our data, and these are the commands for exploration. We will use these commands one by one. First of all, we will use the head command. The head command shows the first n number of rows from our data. By default, it shows the 5 rows. So to use this command, we will write data.head function and run this command. So the top 5 records of our data has been shown here. The next command we can use is shape command. This command is used to show the total number of rows and total number of columns of our data frame. To use this command, we will write data.shape and run this command. As you can see that it is showing the total number of rows, which is 8784, and total number of columns, which is 8. Now the next command we should use is index. This attributes provides the index range of the data frame. The syntax of this command is data.index, and we will run it. The syntax for this command is data.index, and we will run it. So it is showing that our index is is starting from 0 and the last position is 8783. It is showing, it always shows plus 1 position here by default. Next we can see our column names. To see our column names we can use our command data dot columns. I am writing data here because we have imported our data by the name of data. If I imported our data by the name of my data, your data, then we should write here that name only in place of data. So to make it simple, I am using the data name only. So to see the name of each columns, we will run this command. These are the names of each column shown here. As first column is date time, second column is temperature, third column is dew point, the last column is weather, as you can see above. If we come to next command, it is dtypes. This command shows the data type of each column present in our data. To use this commands, we will simply write our data frame name, which is data here, and dtypes, and we will run this command. So data type of each column has been shown here. It is showing that the data type of date time column is object here, not the date time data type. We have to convert it into the date time data type as per our requirement later. The data type of temperatures column is float, the data type of wind speed column is int, so and so on. Now if we come to our next command, which is unique, this command is used on a column only. It cannot be applied on a whole data frame. With the help of this command, we can see all the unique values present in the columns. So we will use one of our column, which is weather here. The syntax of this command is our data frame name and our command unique. We will run this, we have to the syntax of this command is our data frame name and the column name, which we have to consider here. This is our column name, we are considering here weather column, and the command. So if we run this command, then it will show the all unique values present in weather column. These are the unique values present in weather column: fog, freezing, drizzle, fog, mostly cloudy, rain. These are all unique values that are present in our weather column, as you can see from here. So if we move to our next command, which is unique, this command shows the total number of unique values in each column. This command can be applied on a single column as well as the whole data frame. So the syntax of this command is our data frame name. I am using this command on our whole data frame, so I am using n unique and run this command. Then it is showing that the first column has 8784 unique values, the second column has 500. So it is showing that the first column has 8784 unique values, the second column has 533 unique values, and the last column has 50 unique values. So you can use this command like this. Now our next command for data exploration is count. The count command shows the total number of non-null values in each column. It is non-null values in each column. It can be applied on a single column as well as the whole data frame. I will apply it on whole data frame here. The syntax for using count command is our data frame name and count. If I run this command, then it is showing that there are total 8784 values in each columns, means there is not any single null value in any column. We can confirm this from here, as it is showing that the data set has 8784 rows and same number has been shown here against each column. Now the next command for exploration is value.counts. It is a very important command, and the syntax of this command is this. As this commands can be applied on a single column only, we will write data, which is our data frame name, and we will write on it weather column and our command dot value counts. If I run this command, then it will show the count of each unique value present in weather column. The mainly clear element is present 2106 times. The fog element is present 150 times. The snow fog element is present 37 times, and so on. The snow pellets element is present only one time in our weather column. The next command is info. This command provides the basic information about our data. So the syntax of this command is very simple. Our data frame name dot info function. If we run this command, then as you can see that it is showing all the index ranges, all the data columns with their data types here. It is also showing the memory of our data, which is 549 kilobytes, and so on. I have told about all these commands of data exploration in my previous video also. You can check there also. Let's come to our question part. Our first question is find all the unique wind speed values in the data. So first of all, we will have a look at our data here. I am showing only two records, first two records only. So these are our first two records, and the question is about wind speed column. So we will work on wind speed column. It is asking about all the unique values present in wind speed column. There are many ways to solve a problem. The first thing that we can use is our data dot and unique commands. This command will show the unique values present against each columns, number of unique values against each column. So from here we can see that in wind speed column there are 34 unique values. The second thing we can use here is our data dot, and we will write here this column name and this, and we will use an unique command again on this particular column. If I run this command, then it will show the number of unique values against this particular column only. Now the question is all the unique values present in this column. So we have to show the all unique values. So to show all the unique values from a column, we use command unique. So we will write our column name and unique command. If I run this command, then it is showing that this column has these unique values, and the total number of these unique values is equal to 34. So this is our answer to this question. Alright friends, now let's come to our second question. It is asking find the number of times when the weather is exactly clear. Again here, first of all we will have a look at our data set. This is our data set with two records only shown here, and as I told you that to solve a problem there are many ways. There are three ways to solve this problem. The first is using value counts, the second is using filtering, and the third is using group by. So first of all we will use value count. The syntax for this answer is our data frame name dot, and we are writing the column name which we will consider here, as we will find the answer from weather column. So we are writing our column name weather and the command. If I run this command, it is showing the all the counts against each unique value of the weather column. Now in the question it has been asked weather is exactly clear. So as we can see from here that weather was clear 1326 times. Okay friends, the second way to solve this problem is filtering. Again we will have a look at our data here, so then we don't need to scroll every time. And the filtering command is used as we will write simply our data frame name and select the column which we want to consider. We are considering weather column here, and the filtering command is used with the help of this equal to sign, and we will write the word which we have to select. We have to select clear. Now if I run this command, then it will show the result in boolean form, as you can see here. To show the required result, we will write our data frame name once again here, and the command will be written in the square bracket. Please remember this syntax, it is very useful every time against each problem we will solve. That to work on a particular column with the help of filtering, we have to write the data frame name outside the square bracket also. So if I run this command, then it will show all the records with the clear weather only. As you can see, there are 1326 records which have the clear weather. Alright, now if we use group by commands, then we will write, first of all we will have a look at our data. This is our data again, and to use this command we will write our data frame name dot group by. You will run about the group by later in our videos. And we will choose the column which we have to consider here. We have to consider the weather column here, and we will use the function get group. Get group function is used to pick a particular element from the column. Here we have to pick the element clear from the weather column. So this is the syntax using group by command. If I run this command, then it will show all the records which has clear weather, and the total number of records is again 1326 times. So this is our command, this is our answer. Our next question is find the number of times when the wind speed was exactly 4 km per hour. So to solve this problem, again we will have a look at our data. This is our data, and it is asking find the number of times when the wind speed was exactly 4 km. It means we have to consider the wind speed columns. We will do with the help of filtering here. As I told you that we will select the column which we have to consider. So we are considering this column here, and it is asking about 4 km per hour speed. So we will write 4. Now as I told you that if I run this command, it will show the result in the boolean format, but I don't need the result in boolean format. I have to show the records with the wind speed 4 only. So I will write our data frame name and put a square bracket against the command. So if I run this command, then it will show the right result. Here you can see all the records are having the wind speed equal to 4, and the total number of records are 474. So friends, this is the answer for this question. Our next question is find out the null values in the data. Null values are the values that doesn't contain any number or element. So to check the null values, there are two ways. First way is using isNull command, and second is using not null. So first of all, I am using isNull function here. I am applying this function over on our whole data frame. If I run this function, then it is showing in the form of true and false, but I don't need in boolean form. I need the sum of all the columns. So as you can see here that no column has, as you can see that there is no null value in any column. The second is not null function that we can use here, data dot not null dot sum. If I run this command, if we use not null command, then it is showing that every column has 8784 values, which is equal to our number of records, means there is no null value present in our data frame. Now the next question is rename the column name weather of the data frame to weather conditions. Means this is our old column name and we have to rename it as weather condition. So first of all, we have a look at our data. To use this rename command, we will write data dot rename, and it is asking about renaming the column name. So we will write here columns first and equal to, and then curly braces, we will write our old column name, which is weather, and colon, and our new column name. New column name, it is asking for weather condition. So this is the command to rename a column. We use the dictionary format for the rename purpose. If I run this command, then as you can see that the column name has been renamed as weather condition, but this column name is renamed for this command only. If I see our data again, then you can see that the original column name is weather only. So these commands rename the column only for temporary purpose. If I have to rename a column permanently, then I have to write in place equal to true here. If I run this command and again I have a look at our data, then we can see that the column name has been renamed as weather condition permanently. Okay, now question is what is the mean visibility. It is asking for the visibility column. First of all, we will have a look at our data. I am seeing the two records, topmost two records here. If I run this command, then these are the two most records for data. Now the question is about visibility column, and it is asking what is the mean value of the visibility. So we will write data and our column name, visibility underscore km. This is our column name, and we will use the mean command. Mean function here. So this is the mean value of visibility column. The next question is, what is the standard deviation of pressure column? So this is our data, and the question has been asked from pressure column. This is the pressure column, and the syntax is very easy. Again, we will write our data frame name and our column name. The column name is press underscore kpa. I have considered this column, and it has been asking about standard deviation, so I will use std function, means standard deviation function here, and run this command. So it is showing that the standard deviation of pressure column is this 0.84400 and so on. The next question is, what is the variance of relative humidity in this data? So we will consider the relative humidity column in this. So we will consider the relative humidity column, and the syntax is very simple. Again, we will write our data frame name dot, here we will write the column name in the brackets as this. As you can see here we have used the square bracket to select our column, and here we have used the dot to select our column. The difference is that if there is any space between the letters of the column name, then we will use the square bracket, and if there is no space like this column between the letters or alphabets of the column name, then we can use the dot. Okay, so I have selected this column, and I have to find out the variance of this column. If I run this command, then it is showing that the variance of this relative humidity column is 286. Now the next question is, find all the instances when snow was recorded. There are three solutions for this problem. The first is value count, the second is filtering, and third is str.contains. Let's see all the solutions one by one. Use this command. First of all, we will have a look at our data frame. This is our data frame, and as we renamed the column as weather condition, we will write the weather condition every time in our next commands. So we will use this column name, we have considered this column, and we will write the value counts command. If I run this, then we can easily see that the snow is recorded 390 times. So that's how we will use the value counts command for this questions. The next command we can use is filtering. To use the filtering command, we will again select our column name, which is weather condition now. Earlier it was only weather, and we will use the equal to function and our value which we have to search. And as I told you earlier that we have to write the data frame and the command in, and this command in the square bracket to show the desired results. So if I run these commands, then it will show all the records which have the weather condition as snow. Again, it is showing that there are 390 rows. Now if you notice one thing here, that snow is recorded 390 times, and against in some column there is snow also. Then if we have to consider all the columns which contains the word snow, then we will use the str.contains. Let's see how to use this command. We will write our data frame name, our column name, and then str.contains, and then we will write the word which we have to find out. We have to find the snow, so we are writing snow, and again we will write our data frame name and the square brackets here. So if I run this command, then it will show all the records which contain snow as a full match or as a partial match. So if I see the top 50 rows, it will show here, it is showing only 2 results. If I see the last 50 rows, then yes, it is showing that snow column is in these records. Snow. It means the each record present here will contain the snow word. Alright. Our next question is find all the instances when wind speed is about 24 and visibility is 25. To find out the answer for this questions, we will use the AND operator. Let's see how. First of all, we have to work on the wind speed column and then on visibility column. First of all, we have a look at our data column names. These are our data column names. So to find out the solution of this question, we will simply write our data frame name and select the first column. Here we have considered the first column wind speed, and it is asking for wind speed about 24. Then we will write the operator greater than and 24. So this is our first thing that we have to consider, and it is asking for visibility is 25. So we will use the visibility column here. We will write our data frame name and our column name which we have to consider, and it is asking for visibility is equal to 25. Then we will use the equal to operator and 25. So this is our second condition which we have to met. We will put this in another bracket. So as you can see, there are two conditions, and we will use here AND operator between these two conditions. Alright. Again, if we want the correct result for this solution, we will use the data and put this the whole command in the square bracket. So I have write the whole command in this square bracket, as you can see, to see the records. If I run this command, then you can see the results. Here the wind speed is about 24. As you can see, each records have the wind speed about 24, and the visibility column contains the value of 25 only, as you can see here. So this is how we can use the AND operator and the filtering to find out the solution of a question. Now the next question is, what is the mean value for each column against weather condition? First of all, we will have a look at our column names. These are our column names. Then the solution for this result is by using the group by function. How to use the group by function? We will write our data frame name and use the group by on our data. Now we have to consider the weather condition column. Then we will write our column name weather condition. So this column has been considered. Now we have to find the mean value of each column. So we will simply write the mean function here and run this command. So as you can see that mean value of each column against each unique value of the weather column has been shown. There were 50 values, if you remember, in the weather condition column, and against each 50 values the mean values of each column has been shown. It is showing that the clear weather has mean temperature 6.8 and the relative humidity is and the mean of relative humidity is 64.49. And if we consider the fog column, then it is showing the mean temperature as 4.3 and the visibility as 6.2. So these are all mean values of each columns against each unique element of the weather column. Okay friends, now next question is what is the minimum and maximum value of each column against each weather condition. Again we will have a look at our data frame. Now we have to work on the weather condition column again, so we will consider it first, and it is again asking for using group by. In the above questions, if you see here, it is asking for mean value of each column, and in this question it is asking for minimum and maximum value of each column. So we will use the group by, our data frame name group by, and the column name on which we have to use the group by. We have to use the group by on weather condition column. Sorry, we have to use group by on weather condition column, and we have to find out the first of all minimum values. If I run this command, then it is showing the minimum value against each unique value of the weather condition. These are the minimum values of the each column against each unique value of the weather condition column. And now it is asking for the maximum value. We will use the same syntax and replace the minimum with maximum here only. The other syntax will remain same. As you can see, these are the maximum values against each column. Now if we move to our next question, show all the records where weather condition is fog. So this is very simple. We will use the filtering here. To use filtering, we will consider the column on which we have to work. We have to work on this column, weather condition. So I will write it here, weather condition, and it is asking for all the records where the fog element is present. So we will write to get the required result from this command, we will write this as I told you earlier, and it will show all the records where fog is present in the weather condition column, as you can see here, and there are total 150 rows where fog is present. Now the next question is find all the instances where weather is clear or visibility is above 40. So it is asking for OR. So we will use the OR operator here. The syntax for OR operator will be somehow same as the AND operator. First of all, we will write the first column which we have to consider. We have to consider here the weather column, as you can see. So we will write the This is our column name, weather condition, and we have to look out for the element clear. So this is our first condition which we have to meet, and our second condition will be on the visibility column. So we will write data and our visibility column name. We have to write the exact column name which is present. So we are writing visibility column name, and is we asking for above 40, so we will use the greater than operator and write the value 40 here. So this is our second condition, and we are putting it in the brackets. Now it is asking for OR, so we will use the OR operator here, and the symbol for OR operator is this. Now the both conditions have written here. We will put this condition in the square brackets to get the required results, and if I run this command, then it is showing the result where weather is clear or the visibility is above 40. As you can see, the weather is clear. Here the weather is cloudy, but the visibility is 48.3. So one of the condition will match in the result. If we see the first 50 rows, then we can see either the weather is clear, or if the weather is not clear, then the visibility is above 40. As you can see here, the weather is not clear, visibility is 48.3. If I see the last 50 rows, then we will see these results. Here also, if the weather is clear, then it is not necessary for the visibility greater than 40, but if the weather is not clear, it is necessary that the visibility should be greater than 40. So this is the answer. Now our last question is find all the instances when weather is clear and relative humidity is greater than 50 or visibility is of 40. In this question, we will use the AND operator and OR operator at the same time. Now to find out the solution for this question, we will consider each condition one by one. The first condition is weather is clear. For this we will write weather condition. We are considering the weather condition column here, and it is asking for weather to be clear means equal to clear. So this is our first condition, and we will put in the bracket. The second condition is asking relative humidity is greater than 50, so we will consider the relative humidity column. We will copy this column name and paste here, and it is asking for greater than 50, so we will write this. This is our second condition. We will write this condition in brackets also, and between these conditions we will use the AND operator. And it is asking for AND. The AND operator can be used by simply writing AND. Now the third condition is visibility is above 40, means we have to consider the visibility column. We will copy this column name and write here, and it is saying that visibility should be greater than 40. So this is our third condition. We will use the brackets for this condition also. Now it is saying that condition A should match, this is condition A, the selected one, or the condition 2 should be matched, this is condition 2, the selected one, and we will write the OR operator between these conditions. So this is our first condition, this is our second condition, and this is our third condition. the first and second condition is combined to make the condition A, and the third condition is condition B. So to get the correct results, we will write the data frame name and all the conditions in the square bracket. So this is the syntax for this problem. If I run this command, then it is showing the results. It is showing the required results. We have written the weather condition should be clear. If it is not clear, then the visibility greater than 40. As you can see, the weather condition is not clear. It is mainly clear and mostly cloudy, but the clear is only one times. If the weather condition is not clear, then the visibility should be greater than 40, and it is 48.3 here. As you can see, again the weather condition is not clear here, and it is greater, the visibility is greater than 40. And if the weather condition is clear, the visibility may be less than 40, as we can see here. So that's all, friends. We will see some more questions in our next video. Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Today we will work on one more real world project. In this project we will analyze the data with the help of Python in Jupyter Notebook. So today we will work on COVID-19 dataset. We have taken a small dataset here, not the big one. We have taken only just the sample data for your better understanding, and this is a part of big data analysis. So we have taken a small dataset of COVID-19. You have to work on the original dataset, which contains about 19,000 rows. The data used here is till 29th April 2020 and has records as on 29th April 2020. So the data is available as a CSV file format downloaded from Kaggle, and we will analyze this data using the pandas data frame. In our previous video we have worked on weather dataset, the car dataset, the police dataset with questions and their solutions. You can check those videos also. So here we will work on the COVID-19 small datasets. So first of all we will import our data in this Jupyter Notebook. We have imported our pandas library, which we will use here, and to install our data we will use the command pd.read_csv, and we will paste the path of our file here. So this is my file, and I will copy its path. I will copy it and paste here. Okay, so friends, if I run this, it will show a Unicode error. To remove the Unicode error, we have to simply write the small r here. If I run this, then you can see that the file has been imported successfully. To have a look at our file, we will simply write our file name, which I have written data here. You can write any file name, my data, COVID-19 data, anything here. I have written only simple data here, and if I run this, then you can see this is our small data, which contains about 321 rows and 6 columns. These are top 5 rows and these are bottom 5 rows, and these are columns: date, state, reason, confirm, dash, recovers. So before analyzing the data, we have to explore our data. So I am using only 1 or 2 commands here for exploring. You can use more commands. So first command that I will use is count function. The syntax for count function is our data frame name and the count function. It is showing the number of non-null values present in each column. The date column has 321 non-null values, the state column has 140 non-null values, means other values are missing in this column, while the other columns has non-null value. I will tell you one thing. If if you don't know that, null values means missing values, or the values which are not in the form of number. Okay, so you can see the null values by is null function also. The syntax is our data frame name and is null function. If I run this, it will show the results in the form of boolean, means true and false. Whenever there is a false means there is no null value, and whenever there is a true means there is a null value present there. And I have to show the sum of the total null values present in each columns. Then I will use some function with it, and the results are shown here. It is showing that date column has 0 null values and the state column has 181 null values, and other columns doesn't contain any null value. So most of the null values are present in state column. So we can see this null value result in the form of heat map. To show this, we will use the Seaborn library. First of all, we will import the Seaborn library. Friends, here I have written the syntax of each command that we will use in this project for your understanding. As you can see, you can write these commands on your notebook and practice as well. So here we will import the Seaborn library first. Import Seaborn as SNS. This is the syntax to import the Seaborn library. The library has been successfully installed, and we have to import the matplotlib library also. These two libraries are for visualization purpose. matplotlib.py plot as plp. The matplotlib library also has been installed. Now, to see the results of non-null values or null values in the form of heat map, we will write sns dot heat map, and then the syntax or command that we will use to show the heat map. So we have to show the null values. So we can also write plt dot show here. So if you see here, all the 6 columns are shown: date, state, reason, confirmed, deaths, recovers, and the white space means there is null value present there. As you saw above, that in the state column there are 181 null values, and it is showing by the white space, or you can say pink space here in this column. And other columns doesn't contain any white space, means there are no null values present in those columns. So this is the simple syntax to show a result in the form of a heat map. The first question is, show the number of confirmed deaths and recovered cases in each region. So whenever you are asked for each value of a column, then you may use the group by function there. First of all, we will have a look at our data. This is our data. I have only shown the top 2 records. So first of all, we will use the group by function on our region column. So the syntax is our data frame name and the group by and the column name on which we have to use this group by. So if I run this, then the groups of each unique values present in region column has been created. Now, as I have to use some commands, some function here, then I will run this again, and it has shown the results of each region in the form of their summed up values. Means the Afghanistan region has total confirmed cases 1939. The Algeria has total death cases 444. The Yemen has recovered cases 1. So this is how we can use the group by function. Group by function is used to make the group of each unique value present in any column, and this is our column name reason. So if I show you the top 20 records, then you can see like this using the head commands. Now friends, by this syntax we have seen the results related with all the three columns or all the three numerical columns. But what if we want to see the results related with only confirmed cases or only death cases or only recovered cases? So we will use this second syntax here. This is our second syntax, and we will write again our data frame name and the group by function and the column name on which we have to use the group by, and here I will write the confirmed column name because we will see the results only related with the confirmed column, and use the sum function. Sum function is used here to sum up the values of the each unique value. Here you can see the Afghanistan column has 1939 confirmed cases. It is showing only confirmed column values. So these values are sorted in the alphabetical orders. If we want to sort with the help of their numbers, then we can use the sort value function here. If I write ascending equal to false, then it will show the results in the form of descending order. As you can see, the result has been shown in the descending orders, and the US has maximum number of confirmed cases while the Yemen has least number of confirmed cases. And if I use true here, ascending equal to true, then it will show the results in the form of ascending orders. Alright, but we have to use the false here because we want to see. Please remember, you have to write the capital F and all the letters small here. If you write all letters small, then the command will not run. So this is the syntax of writing this command. So if I show the top 10 records, then these are the top 10 records which has the highest number of confirmed cases. Now we have shown the results related with one column. If we have to show the results related with two columns or more than two columns, if you have a larger data set, then we can write the simply other column names here. I will copy this and paste below. So here you can write our data frame name, which is data dot group by, and the column name on which we have used the group by, and the other columns names for which we have to see the results. We have to see the results for confirmed and recovered cases this time. So if I run this, then it will show the records related with confirmed and recovered cases. So this is how you can use these three syntax. Now our second question is remove all the records where confirmed cases is less than 10. First of all, we will have a look at our data again. This is our data, and these are top two rows. Now it is asking for the removing the records where the confirmed cases is less than 10. So first of all, we will see all the records where confirmed cases is less than 10. We will use the operator less than operator on the confirmed column of our data frame. So this is the syntax. If I run this, it will show the result in the form of true and false. False means there is value greater than 10, and whenever there is a true present here, it means values less than 10 means satisfying this condition. We have to show this result in the form of data frame, so we will write our data frame name here and the brackets. So if I run this, then it is showing the results in the form of data frame. In this data frame you can see that all the records with the confirmed cases less than 10 are shown. These are the records. Now we have to remove these records from our data frame. So the syntax to remove the records related with a particular condition is this. We have to simply use this sign here and the condition. So we will write our data frame name. This is our data frame name, and we will write the condition in brackets and this sign. Now if I run this, then these records the related with less than 10 values of confirmed cases have been removed. But if I run our data here, then you can see that the records are still present. So to make the changes permanently, we will simply write our data frame name here and equal to sign, means all these changes are made in our data frame. If I run this, the command has been successfully run, and if I have a look at our data again, then here yes, here you can see that the records related with the confirmed cases less than 10 have been removed. If I look at more records, then in the confirmed column you will not see any value less than 10. So this is the syntax to remove the records satisfying a particular condition. So this is the syntax. Now our third question is, in which region maximum number of confirmed cases were recorded? So again we have to use the group by function on region columns. But before this we will import the original data again, because here we have make changes. So we will import the original data again without any removing of records. So this is my original data which I was using here. So this question was, in which region maximum number of confirmed cases were records? So first of all we will use the group by function again on our region column, because it is asking about the question related with region column. So and the next, first of all we should have a look at our data. This is our data. So now it is asking about the second column, which is confirmed. So we will use the confirmed column and the sum function. If I run this, we have run this command above also. So again we will sort the values and we will sort in the descending order. For this we will write ascending equal to false. So here you can see the records have been sorted in the descending order. So the US has the maximum number of confirmed cases, while the Yemen has least number of confirmed cases. So if you want to see the top 20 records, then we will use the head command. So these are the top 20 regions sorted with their values. So this is the syntax of this question. In which region maximum number of confirmed cases were recorded? In our next question, it is asking in which region minimum number of deaths were recorded. This is similar to this question. You should first try to solve this question, and if I solve this question, then we will use the group by on the region column again, the group by function and the region column. And in this question we have to consider the deaths column, means this column. So we will write the deaths and dot sum. If I run this, you can see that the deaths columns of each region has been shown here. Now we have to first look the minimum number of death cases, means we will arrange the results in the form of ascending orders, means the least number as the first. So we will use the sort values function here, and we will use the true. So as you can see, these regions has 0 number of death cases, and if I want to expand this, then I can write head dot 20, or I can write head dot 50. So as you can see, there's Maldives has 1 death cases and Anzola has 2 death cases. So this is how you can sort the values of a column using group by and sort value function. So this is the syntax for this question. You can make your own questions like this and solve the So our next question is how many confirmed deaths and recovered cases was reported from India till 29th April. As I told you that these records is till 29th April 2020. So we will simply use this data frame, and the syntax is we will first have a look at our data, and the syntax is we will use the filtering here and any country name. Here it is asking about the India country. You can write any country name here to see the result. So first of all we will apply the filtering. We will write our data frame name and the column name which we have to consider and the values from the region columns. Here we have to consider the India. So this is showing the result in the form of true and false. We have to see the result in the form of data frame. We will simply write this, and as you can see it is showing the results related with India. The confirmed cases is 3306, test 1079, recovered 8473. You can write any country name here, like if I Yemen here, then it is showing the results related with Yemen. Alright, if I write US here, then you can see it is showing all the results related with region US. These are the states of the US columns. So this is how you can use the filterings and see the results related with any particular value. Now our next question is for sorting. It is asking for sort the entire data with respect to number of confirmed cases in ascending order. So first of all we will have a look at our data. This is our data, and to sort by a column name we use the sort values and by the column name. So first of all we will write our data frame name and the sort value functions, and here we have to mention by which column we want to sort the entire data frame. So we have to sort the entire data frame with respect to the confirmed column. So I will write the column name here. If I sort this, then by default it will sort in the ascending orders. Okay, or you can write ascending equal to true also here. So the data frame has been sorted with respect to this confirmed column in the ascending order. If we want to see the top 50 rows, then you can see the ascending values of these columns 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, and the corresponding records with these values. All the records have been changed. As you can see here, it is 285, then 305, then 272. Means the data frame has been sorted with respect to this single column only. Alright, now it is second part which we have to sort in the descending order, and now we have to consider the recovered column here. So the syntax is similar. We will write our data frame name and the sort value functions. In this function we will write our column name on which we have to use the sort column function, and here if I run this, then it will show the results in the ascending order by default with respect to the recovered column, because we have mentioned recovered column here. So as you can see, but we have to see the result in the descending order. So we will write ascending equal to false. Ascending equal to false means descending. So as you can see, all the data frame have been sorted with respect to the recovered columns. The top values at the first row record and the least value at the bottom record. And if you see the here top 50 rows again, then you can see the data frame has been sorted with respect to these columns. Here the values are in descending order. So that's all, friends. Hello friends, today we will work on one more real world project. We will analyze the big data with the help of Python. We will work on London housing dataset, and this real world project is a part of big data analysis, and we will analyze this data with the help of Python. In our previous videos, we analyzed the COVID-19 small dataset, the police dataset, the cars dataset, and the weather datasets. All the links of the previous videos are shown in the description box below. You can check those videos also. Now this dataset is primarily centered around the housing market of London. It contains a lot of additional relevant data also, like monthly average houses prices, yearly number of houses sold, and monthly number of crimes committed. All these columns are present in this data today. The data used here is from the year 1995 to 2019 of each different area, and this data is available as a CSV file format downloaded from Kaggle. We will analyze this data using the pandas data frame, which is the most important library of Python. Here the random sets of questions are given for which we have to find the correct results, or you can say we have given with some instructions which we have to follow and give the output. And this project is for beginners and for those who want to know how we analyze the big data with the help of Python. So let's start. First of all, we will import our data, and to import the data we use the pandas library. So we will import the pandas library first. This is the syntax to import the pandas library. Now the library is being installed and the library has been successfully installed. Now we will import our data, and the syntax to import the data is pd.read underscore csv. As it is a csv file, we are writing csv here, and here I will copy the path of our file. This is our excel file. I will copy its path from here and paste here. So to remove the Unicode error, as I told you earlier, I have to write a small r here and run the command. Now the data has been successfully imported in our Jupyter notebook. We are working on this Jupyter notebook. So to have a look at our data, we will simply write our data and run. So this is our data we will work on, and it contains about 13,000 rows and 6 columns. These are top 5 rows and these are bottom 5 rows shown here, and these are columns: date, area, average price. These all are our columns. In pandas, the data is also known as data frame. So this is our data frame also, which consists of rows and columns. So first of all, we explore our data with some commands, and first of all we see the count of values in each column of this data frame. For this, the syntax is shown here. Please note that I have shown all the syntax that will be used in this project today for your reference and for your better understanding. So these are the syntax that we will use today. So the first syntax that we will use is the count function. So we will type our data frame name. I have chosen our data frame name as data here. You can write my data, anything, name here. So we will write the count function and run this. It is showing the number of non-null values present in each column. So the top 5 columns have non-null values, but the number of crimes column has 7439 non-null values, means other values are null or missing. Null values are missing values, same thing. And we can also check the null values from this syntax also. We will write our data frame name and is null function. This function is used to show the presence of null values in the data frame. If I run this, it is showing the true and false, means whenever there is a true means there is a null value present there, and false means there is no null value. So in the number of crime columns there are null values present, as you can see. So if I use the sum function here, then it will show the total number of null values present in each column, and these columns doesn't contain any null value, while the household column contains 94 null values and the number of crimes columns contains 6110 null values. These are the count of non-null values and these are the count of null values. So if we want to see the null values in the form of heat map, then we can use the symbol library, which is used for visualization purpose. First of all, I will import the symbol library. This is the syntax to import the symbol library and run this. This asterisk size means that the kernel is working. Kernel means this Jupyter notebook, and when the asterisk sign is removed means that the command has been executed. So from this I will also import the matplotlib library, which is also used for visualization purpose. And the syntax to import the matplotlib library is this: import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So both library has been installed. So to see the heat map, we will write sns dot heat map, and here I will write the means value which we have to see with the help of heat map. So we have to see the null values. So I will write the df dot is null function to see the null values in the form of heat map. So here df means our data frame name, and I have chosen here data, so I have to write data here. And this is the heat map, but I have to use plt dot show also. So this is the heat map of non null values or null values, and each column is showing here date column, area, code, and number of primes. And the black region means there is no null value, and the white region means there is null value present. And the maximum number of null values is present in number of prime columns. As you can see here, that the maximum number of null values is present in this column, and there is also some null values present in household column also. As you can see, there is a white space present. So this is the syntax for heat map. Let's come to our question or instruction part. It is asking to convert the data type of date column to the date time format. First of all, we will have a look at our data frame. Data dot head shows the top 5 rows of our data frame. So these are the top 5 rows, and if we check the data types of each column, then we will simply use the our data frame name, which is data here, and the types command. So as you can see that the date column has object data type, the average price has integer data type, and the number of crimes has float data types. Now it is asking to convert the data type of date column to date time format. So we have to convert the data type of this column to date type format, and the syntax is also written here. I am explaining the syntax to you. So we have to write our data frame name and select our column on which we have to work. We have to work on date column. We can use this syntax to select a column, or we can also use like this. These both syntax works for the selection of a column. So we will consider the above syntax, and the command to convert the data type of a column to the date time format is this. We will simply write pd dot to underscore date time and the column name which we have to convert, and the column name is this. The syntax for selecting column name is our data frame name and the column name. So we have to convert the data type of date column. So this is the syntax. If I run this, then you can see the command has been successfully run. So if I see the data types of our columns again, and I will run this command again, then now you can see that the data types of the date column has been changed to date times. So friends, this is the simple command to change the data type in the date time format. Alright, now second question is about adding the column in a data frame. It is asking to add a new column year in the data frame which contains the years only. So first of all, we will have a look at our data again. This is our data, and to insert a new column, this is the syntax. I will explain this. First of all, we have to write our data frame name, then the new column name, and it is asking to create a new column year. So we will write a column name which is year here, and in this column we have to write the year only from this date column. These are the years 195 and other souls. So the syntax is df means our data frame name, and our date column, we have to select our date column which is this dot date, and we will write dt dot year. So this is the syntax to select only the years from the date time column. If I run this, the command has been run successfully, and if I have a look at our data again, then you can see that a new column year has been added in the data frame, which contains only the year value. As you can see, 1995 is the year which is present here, 2019 is the year which is present here. Similarly, we can also create a column for month also, and for this, like, we can name the month and we can write the month here. So this is, we have to change into year or month. Second question is about this: add a new column month as second column in the data frame which contains month only. So it is asking to add a new column of name month at the second position. Now this is the first column, this is the second column, but we have to insert a second column in the middle of date and area column. By default, if we add a column, it goes to the end of the data frame. Now if we want to add a column at any particular position, then we use the insert function or insert command, and the syntax is this: we have to write our data frame name dot insert and the index on which we have to add the column. So this is the first index date, second index is area, and 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, these are the indexes of columns which starts from 0. So, and we have to add the column at first index, means second position here between date and area. Now we will write the our new column name which is month here. We can write any column name of our choice. I am writing month here, and the new column values. The new column values will contain the month only, as it is asked in the questions. So to select only months from the date time column, we use this syntax, which is our data frame name dot date time column and dt dot month. As I told you here, that if we want to select the year, then we will write dt dot year, and if we select to month, then we will write dt dot month. So if I run this, then the command has been successfully run, and if I again have a look at our data frame, then you can see that at second positions month column has been added, which contains the values of month only, 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. These are months. So this is the syntax to add a new column at the end of the data frame, and this is the syntax to add a new column at any position in the data frame. We have to change the position from here only, 1 2 3 4 5 and so on. So next question, it is asking for remove the columns year and month from the data frame. So this is related with the removing of columns. So we have to delete these columns month and year which we have created, and the syntax is shown here also. I will explain it. We have to write the data frame name and we will use the drop command, drop function, which is used to drop any column or any row. We have to drop the columns only. Here in the list we will write the our column names which we have to remove. We can remove a single column also, or we can remove the multiple column also. So these are the columns which we have to remove: month and year. And here I will write the x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 means the column axis, and x is equal to 0 means the row axis here for this command. So if I run this, then you can see that the month column from second position and the year column has been removed. But if I have a look at our data again, you will see that the month column and year column is still present. So this command makes the changes temporary. To make the permanent changes, we have to write in place equal to true. So remember this, in place equal to true, to make the changes permanently. So if I run this and have a look at our data again, then you can see now that the columns are removed. So this is the syntax to remove the columns from a data frame. Now it is asking show all the records where number of crimes is 0 and how many such records are there. So it is a very simple questions related with filtering method, and the syntax is shown here. First of all, we will have a look at our data. This is our data, and it is asking to show all the records where number of crimes is 0. So we have to consider this column, number of crimes column, and the syntax is our data frame name dot our column name on which we have to work. So we have to consider the number of crimes columns, and we will use the filtering as it is asking the 0 value. So I have written 0 here. If I run this, then it will show a result in the form of true and false. False means the condition is not satisfied, and true means the condition is satisfied. Now to see all the records, I will write our data frame name here and this condition in the square brackets. This condition we have to write in the square brackets, and before this square bracket we have to write our data frame name. If I run this, then you can see all the records where number of crimes is 0, and as you can see from here also, there are total 104 records. So the second part is, and how many such records are there? So the answer is 104. Or we can also write the len function here. Len means length. So if I use the len function over this syntax, then it will show the length of our output or results. Then the length is 104, as you can see here. So friend, this is how you can solve the questions related with filtering. Now the second question, next question is, what is the maximum and minimum average price per year in England? So it is asking the per year, means we have to make a column of year only, as I create it here. So we will use this command again. It will create a new column here. The column has been created. Now this is the year column, and we can consider it now. So it is asking what is the maximum and minimum average price per year in England. First of all, it is asking for England's only, England area only. So there are many areas present in the area column. We have to select the England only. Again we will use the filtering method, and the syntax is our data frame name dot our column name which we have to consider, and the value which we have to select. We have to select the England. So to see all the records, we will write simply data frame name and the square bracket. So all the records with the area England are shown here. Now we can make a different data frame with these conditions, and we are naming it as df1, means data frame 1. And if I run this and if I show you the data frame 1, then this is the data frame 1 where area is England only. Now it is simple, and it is asking what is the maximum and minimum average price per year. I told you that whenever it is asking to per year or each year, you can simply use the group by functions. So we will use the group by function here, and we will use the year column here. So we will copy this syntax and paste here. Then how this syntax works, we have to write our data frame name and the group by function and the column which we have to consider. So if I run this, then it shows that group have been created of each unique value of the year columns, and we have to work on the average price column. Then we will consider the second column, average price. Now it is asking for maximum and minimum. If we want to see the maximum value, then we will use the max function like this. So it is showing year wise the maximum, average price like this. So as you can see that the average price is increasing year by year, and if similarly we can see the minimum price. So we will again write your data frame name and the group by function and the column name which we have to consider for group by, and our next column name which is average price, and we will use the minimum function this time. So this shows the minimum average price per year for England only. Sorry, we have to work on our data frame 1 where we chosen England column. Here also we will write df1. So these are the average price for England area only, and these are the maximum average price for England area only. We can also use the main function also to see the mean values per year. So this is how we can use the group by functions and the mean, maximum and minimum function with group by. Now next it is asking what is the maximum and minimum number of crimes recorded per year. So this is the syntax we will use here. We will write our data frame name. We will consider our original data which is data here, and we will simply write the group by function because we have to make group of each unique values of the area column, because it is asking for per area or each area, you can see. And the next column we will consider is number of crimes, as you can see here. So you have to understand the logic behind these syntaxes. So if I run this, you can see that the maximum number of crimes recorded per area is this. In the Bexley 1914, or the maximum number of crimes recorded in any year, and in City of London the maximum number of crimes recorded were 10 only. It is considering the year from 1995 to 2000, here 19, right? But here you can see the 2020 also, because it contains one value or one record of 2020 only. That's why it is showing the 2020 year also. Now it is asking for the minimum number of crimes recorded per year. For this, the syntax will be similar like this, and we will write our data frame name dot group by function, and the column which we have to consider, and the second column which we have to consider. And dot minimum function we will use this time to see the minimum value per area. So as you can see, in Bexley the minimum number of crimes is 860, and in City of London the minimum number of crime is 0. So you can result out that the minimum number of crimes were 0 for any year or any month in the City of London, and somewhere it is showing the NaN, means we don't have the data or the value was missing there, so it is showing NaN. So that's why we have to clean our data before analyzing. If we want to sort this in the ascending or descending order, then we can use simply the sort values function. If I write ascending equal to true, then it will sort in the ascending orders of the values, and if I write ascending equal to false, then it will sort in the descending order. So this is the maximum number of crime area, Westminster, and this is the minimum number of crimes area, City of London. Other values are missing. So this is the syntax, how we can use two functions and apply group by. Now the last question is, show the total counts of records of each area where average price is less than 1 lakh. The syntax for this question is also written here. First of all, we will filter out the records where average price is less than 10,000 or lakh. So these are the records where average price is less than 1 lakh. To see in the form of data frame, we will write our data frame name and square bracket. So these are the records where average price is less than 1 lakh. Now it is asking to show the total count of records of each area. So we will consider another column here, area, and the value count functions on it. Value count function is used to show the all the unique values present in any column with their count. So we have used value count function on area column, so all the areas are shown here with their count. Count means numbers, total count of numbers which are present in that column. Means north it is present 112 times in the that column of the data frame, and south work is present 48 times. Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Today we will do real-time analysis of one more big data with the help of Python. The dataset we have chosen today is India Census 2011 dataset. This data is about the total population, demography, literacy, districts, states, workers, religion, education and age column. We have filtered the data for the practice purpose and for the learning purpose in this video. The data used here is of 2011 India census of each district. This data is available as a CSV file format which is downloaded from Kaggle. So we will analyze this data using the pandas data frame. Here some random sets of questions and instructions are given for practice and learning purpose. And this is a part of big data analysis. In our previous videos, we have analyzed the weather data set, the cars data set, the police data set, the COVID-19 small data set, and the London housing data set. All these videos you can check. The link is given in the description box below. So let's come to our question part. First of all, we will import the data. And to import the data, we will use the pandas library. And this is a syntax to import the pandas library. Import pandas as PD. We will run it. The library has been installed. Now to import the data in Jupyter Notebook, the syntax is pd.read_csv. As the file is in CSV file format, so we are writing CSV here. And here I will copy the path of our file. So this is my file. I will copy its path from here and paste here. I will write a single R or a small r here to remove the Unicode error. Now as you can see, data has been imported in the Jupyter Notebook. To have a look at our data, we will simply write data.add function. It will show the top 5 rows of our data frame. So these are the top 5 rows, these are the columns, district code, state name, district name, and these are the top 5 records. And again, if I want to have a look at our data, then I can simply write our data frame name, and it is showing all the records. These are the top 5 records and these are the bottom 5 records, and the total number of rows are 640 and the total number of columns is 25 in this data set. Alright, so our first question is, how will you hide the indexes of the data frame? So as all you know, these are the indexes and these are the column names. We have to hide these indexes. The syntax is very simple. I have written all the syntaxes for your reference and for your better understanding. So the syntax says, first of all, we have to write our data frame name, which is data here, and we will use the style dot hide index function. If I run this, then you can see that the indexes are not present now, as these were earlier present here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The indexes have been removed or hidden. So this is a simple syntax to hide the indexes of the data frame. Now the next is, how can we set the caption, or we can say heading, on the data frame. So first of all, we will have a look at our data frame. This is our data frame and we have to put a heading or caption for this data frame. The syntax is our data frame name, and again we will use style dot set caption function, and in the bracket we will write the caption. Here we can write any caption as per the requirement. I am writing here India census 2011 dataset. So if I run this, then you can see that there is a caption here present now. Earlier it is not present. This is the caption or heading you can put with the help of style dot set caption. Right. The next is show the records related with the districts New Delhi, Lucknow, Jaipur. You can check records for any district or for any value from the data frame. This is a part of filtering. The syntax is, first of all we will write our data frame name and the column name which we have to consider here. The column name which we have to consider is district name. So I will copy it and paste here. With this I can select the column of our data frame. If I run this, then you can see it shows the elements of the column, and then we will use the isin function. Isin function is used for filtering out the required results or records from the data frame. So we will pass our desired results in the list format. Here I will write New Delhi, then I will write Lucknow, and then I will write Jaipur. Right. If I run this, then you can see it is showing the result in the form of true and false. False means the condition is not satisfied, and true means the condition is satisfied. Now if we want to see the result in the form of data frame, we will simply write the data frame name and put the whole condition in the square bracket. And if I run this, then you can see it is showing the results of New Delhi, Jaipur, Lucknow. These are 3 districts for which we had to find out the results. You can choose district of your choice here, or you can use this isin function on any other columns also. So this is the syntax for using the isin function. Now next is asking to calculate the state wise. It has 2 parts. We have to calculate the total number of population state wise. So whenever you are asked to find out the results per column, per item of the column or each item of the column, then you will use the group by. So we will use the group by here. We will write our data frame name and the group by function. Here I will write the column name which we have to consider. For this question we have to consider the state name column. First of all we have a look at our data frame. I am showing the top 2 records to have a clear look at our data frame. Now it is asking for state wise records, so I am writing here state name, means we are considering the state name column. And then it is asking for, I am showing one record, then it is asking for total number of populations, means we have to consider the population column. So we will write a full stop and the second column name, and we will use the sum function on it. If I run this, then you can see that the total population of each state is showing here. Now as you can see that the results is sorted in the form of alphabetical orders A, B, C, D. If you want to sort the results in the numerical order, then we will write the sort value function. If I run this, by default it will sort the results in the ascending orders. As you can see, Lakshadweep has least number of population or lowest population, while the Uttar Pradesh has maximum population. If I want to sort out the results in descending order, then we will simply write ascending equal to false here. Then the results are sorted in the descending order. Uttar Pradesh has maximum population, while the Lakshadweep has minimum population. Alright, now second question it is asking calculate the total number of population with different religions state-wise. So for this we will have a look at our columns first. To see the columns from the data frame, we will simply write our data frame name dot columns. So these are the columns present in this data frame, and it is asking for different religions, and from here you can see that there are 6 religions present here: Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists and Jains. So we have to show the total number of population religion wise in each state. So for this we will use the group by again on our state column, because we have to show the result state wise. Group by functions create the group of each unique elements of a column. So the each unique elements in this state name column is the states. If I run this, then you can see that the groups have been created, but the groups will not show here. We have to use some other function or other commands with this group. So as you were asked to show the total number of population with different religions, so we will pass the religions column name here. Hindus, I am copying it and paste here. Again we will use the sum function and run this. Now as you can see, the religions, the populations in each state is showing religion wise. Means the Assam has this number of Hindus and this number of Sikhs, while the Goa has this number of Muslims and this number of Jains, while the Kerala has this number of Christians and this number of Sikhs. So if you want to sort this result with respect to a particular column, then we will use the sort value function again, but here we have to write the column name which we have to consider for the sorting purpose. So if I want to sort with the Hindus population, then I will write the Hindus here, and as you can see that the Lakshadweep has minimum number of Hindus, while the Uttar Pradesh has maximum number of Hindus, and other columns are sorted with respect to the state names, while the whole data frame is sorted with respect to the values of the Hindus column. Come to the next question. how many male workers were there in Maharashtra state. So first of all we will have a look at our data. I am showing the top 2 records only. Again this is a part of filtering. So how we will filter out the results related with Maharashtra. First of all we will check all the records where Maharashtra state is present. The syntax is our data frame name and the column name. These are our column names and we have to filter out the Maharashtra. So this is showing the result in the form of true and false. If we want to show the result in the form of data frame, we will simply write this there is something so as you can see that we have to write the name of state in the capital order because in our dataset all the states are in uppercase. So this is one thing which you have to learn. We can write the any value in lowercase if it is present in uppercase, or we can write the any value in uppercase if it is present in lowercase. Means it is case sensitive. So all these records with the Maharashtra state are shown here. Now we have to consider the male workers columns. This is here and it is asking for the how many male workers were there in Maharashtra. So the second column we will consider is male workers. We have to write the exact column name and we will use the sum function here. So this is the number of male workers that were in Maharashtra state. You can check for female workers, or you can check male or female or any other column value with respect to Maharashtra state, or you can change the state name also here as per your requirement. So this is the syntax of filtering. Now it is asking how to set a column as index of the data frame. First of all, if I look at our data, then this is our data and this is the index here. Now if you want to set the index district code, means the district codes columns will be set as my indexes. So the syntax is very simple. We will write our data frame name and use this set index function, and in the function we will write the column name which we have to consider to set as index. Here we have to use district code. As you can see that the district code column has set as the index of the data frame. So this is the syntax to set a column as the index value. Now the next is how to add a suffix to column names and how to add a prefix to the column names. Suffix means which is added in the last or after something, or prefix is which is added in the beginning of something. So if I have a look at our data, this is our data, and if I want to add the suffix, then we will simply write our data frame name dot add suffix function, and the suffix which we have to add. So as you can see, now this is district code, this is state name, and if I write the right one, then run this command, then you can see that the right one has been added as the suffix to each column. Right one is present in each column. Similarly, if we want to add the prefix, then the syntax is our data frame name dot add prefix function. If I use left one and the underscore, if I run this, then you can see that the left one has been added as prefix in the each column name, as you can check. So these are the syntaxes to add prefix and suffix in the name of each column. To make these changes permanent, we have to pass the value with the data frame. So if I run the data frame here again, then you can see that the changes are made permanently. So that's all, friends. The purpose of this video is to learn the syntaxes or commands for the analysis purpose. Hello friends, welcome to the Data Science Lovers, a platform where you learn about the concepts of data science. Today we will work on one more real world project. We will analyze the big data with the help of Python. So today we will work on Udemy courses dataset, and this is a part of big data analysis. The dataset we have chosen today contains all the courses of all subjects from Udemy. We will analyze this dataset using the pandas library, and here the questions are given for practice and learning purpose. This video is for the beginners or for those who wants to see how we analyze the data with the help of Python. So to start, we will import our data in this Jupyter notebook, and first of all we will import the pandas library. Now we will import our data. Our data is in CSV file format, so we will use pd.read_csv format, and here we will copy the path of our file. So this is our file path. I will copy it and paste here. The data has been imported in our Jupyter notebook. To have a look at our data, we will simply write our data frame name, which is data. So this is our data. If you see here, then this data contains 3682 rows and 11 columns. If we want to see the top 5 rows, then we can use the data frame name, which is data here, and the head function. So these are the top 5 rows of our data. Our first question is, what are the different subjects for which Udemy is offering courses? For this we will consider the subject column, and if you see, all the syntaxes for each problem are given here for your better understanding. And how we will use the syntaxes? First of all, we will write our data frame name and the column which we have to consider here. We have to consider the subject column. We will write subject, and if we write the unique function here, then it will show the all unique values that are present in subject column. So these are the all unique values that are present in subject column. It means these are the different subjectives for which Udemy is offering courses. Our next question is, what subjects has the maximum number of courses? For this we will use the value count functions. Value count function shows the number of counts against each unique value of the column. So if we have a look at our data again, then this is our data and it is asking for the maximum number of courses for each subject. Again we will consider the subject column and this time we will use the value counts function. So if you see here that web development has the maximum number of courses while the graphic design has the least number of courses. We see here that there are 4 subjects present in this data set and these are the counts of each subject. Means web development is present in 1200 rows in this data set and musical instruments is present in 680 records in this data set. Our next question is, show all the courses which are free of cost. So for this we will simply use the filtering method, and if we have a look at our data again, then it is asking for the free of cost courses. Free of cost courses are those where is paid is false. If there is true, then means the course is not free, and if there is false, then means the course is free of cost. So for this we will select our is paid column and we have to select all the courses which are free of cost, means we have to select the false value. If I run this, then you will see that it is showing result in the form of true and false or in the form of boolean. Now if we want to see the results in data frame, then we will simply write this data frame name and the square bracket. So these are the courses which are free of cost. As you can see here, price is free. Next question is similar to this, show all the courses which are paid. Here we will use the true and the syntax will remain same. We are selecting the true, means there is some payment for this course. And again, to see this in data frame look, we will write our data frame name and the condition in square bracket. So here you can see all the courses which are paid and the price is given against each courses, as you can see here. So there are 337 to paid courses while 310 are free courses. Our next question is, what are top selling courses? The top selling courses are those which has the maximum number of subscribers. So we will sort our data frame in the descending order. To do this, we will sort by the number subscribers column. By default it will show result in ascending order, but we have to see the result in descending order, so we will write ascending equal to false. If I run this, then you can see that this course has maximum number of subscribers, this course has second maximum number of subscribers, and so on, while these courses don't have any subscribers. So this is the syntax. Here we have used the sort value functions and the column name by which we will sort the data frame. All the records are sorted with respect to this column only. Now next similar question is, which are the least selling courses? For this we will sort the entire data frame in the ascending order with respect to this single column, number subscribers. Here you can see that the data frame has been sorted in ascending order, and this course has least number of subscribers, which is 0. All these courses has least number of subscribers. It is showing top 5 records and the bottom 5 records, because all records 3682 can't be shown in a single window, so it is showing the top 5 and bottom 5 records. These are the courses which has least number of subscribers. So you have to learn the syntax or the logic that we use to find out the result. Next question is, show all the courses of graphic design where price is below 100. If we have a look at our data columns, I am using the head function with one record to have a look at our column names only. So it is asking for the all courses of graphic design where the price is below 100. Here we will consider the two columns. First one is subject and second one is the price. So we will use the filtering method and the AND operator, because there are two conditions given in this question. So for first condition we will select our subject column because graphic design is a subject which is present in subject column, as you see above. So we have to select all the columns where the course is graphic design. If I run this, then you can see that all the courses with graphic designs are present here, and we have to select the courses where data price is below 100. Now here the price is below 100 and above 100 all present. If we want to apply second condition, then we will put the first condition in bracket and use the AND operator and the second condition here. In second condition we have to consider the price column. So this is the syntax for second condition. If I run this, then you can see that there is no course where the price is less than 100 for graphic design course. Now if I want to see all the records where subject is graphic design and the price is 100, then we can use the equal to operators in the second condition. Here you can see that the subject is graphic design while the price is 100. Similarly you can use the greater than operator also. So this question is for filtering and the AND operator. Now the next question is, list out all the courses that are related with Python. In this question we will use the str.contains function. So how to use this? it is asking for all the courses which are related with Python, means there is a word Python in the course title. So we will consider the course title column here, and the str contains function and the word which we have to find out. So this is the syntax, and here if you see, then all the records which contains the Python words are shown here. These are the records where Python is present. So the syntax is making use of str.contains function. You can put any word or any symbol. If we want to check the length, then we can write the length also, means there are 29 courses which are related with Python. Next question is, what are the courses that published in 2015? This is an important question because we will use the datetime function in this question. First of all, we will have a look at our data. These are the columns of our data, and if we see the data types of each column, then you will see that the published date column has the data type object, but to work on date time data type, we have to consider this column in the date time data type. So how we will convert it into date time? The syntax is shown here. We will consider this column and we will use the pd.toDateTime function. pd.toDateTime functions converts the value of a column, or you can say numeric column, in the datetime format. So if I run this, then the values have been converted into datetime format. If I again have a look at the data types of our data frame, then now you can see that this column has data type of datetime format. Earlier it has data type of object. Now we can separate out the years from this datetime column. To do this, we will simply use this syntax, and this syntax says that we have to consider a new column which is year. This is the syntax of creating a new column, and the column name is year. And what we have to do in this column, we have to mention the year only from the datetime column. So and the syntax is dt.year, then a column with the year values have been created. As you can see here, that a new column is created which contains only year from this published date column. Here we can use the month also or day also, then it will show the month from this column and the day from this column. Now the question is, what are the courses that published in year 2015? Simply we will use the filtering method on the year column. Means we have to filter out all the records which contains the year 2015. So we will do this by 2015, and we will we will put this condition in the square bracket. So if you see here that all the records with the year 2015 are shown, and there are 1014 courses that were published in 2015. Our next question is, what are the maximum number of subscribers for each level of courses? To solve this question, we will use the group by functions, and we will consider the level column. If you want to see the values that column contains, then these are the values: over levels, intermediate level, beginner level, expert level. There are 4 levels, and we have to see the maximum number of subscribers of each level. So we will use the group by function on this level column. This is the syntax to create a group for any column. If I run this, then the group has been created. Now we have to consider the second column, which is this number of subscribers, and this is the syntax to work on second column with group by, and where we have to see the maximum value. So if you see that all levels has this maximum value, while the beginner level has this maximum value, intermediate level has this maximum value. You can also see the minimum value by this. These are the minimum values. You can also use this syntax. Remember that to solve a problem in this Python data analysis, there are many ways. You can consider any way that you know. If you see this, then the data set has been grouped by level column. All the levels 1, 2, 3, 4 are shown here, and the maximum value of each column is present here. The number of subscribers for all levels has maximum value of this, while the number of lectures for all levels is 544, and so on. Thank you, friends. Welcome to Data Science Lovers. In this project, we will analyze the Netflix dataset, and we will use these commands and functions: head function, tail function, shape, size, columns, d types, info function, value counts function, unique function, and unique function. To remove the duplicates, we will use duplicate function. To find the null values, we will use isNull function. To drop the null values records, we will use drop any function. We will use isin function, str.contains function, str.split, to datetime function, dt.year.valueCount function. To make the groups, group by function. To draw the bar graph, the count plot, the mean, max, and mean function. And we will also learn how to create new columns, new data frames, and we will apply filtering on single column as well as on multiple columns. And we will use the AND operator as well as OR operator in the filtering. We will also draw the bar graphs using the Seaborn library. So let's start. This Netflix dataset has information about the TV shows and movies that are available on Netflix till 2021. And this dataset is collected from Flexible, which is a third-party Netflix search engine, and this dataset is available on Kaggle also for free. So first of all, we will import our dataset in this Jupyter notebook, and to import the dataset, we have to use the pandas library. So first of all, we will import pandas library. Import pandas as pd, run it, and the library has been successfully imported. Now we will import our dataset. And to import our dataset, the command is pd.read underscore, and here we have to write the file type or file extension. My file is in CSV format, so I will write pd.read underscore CSV. And now I will pass the path of my file where it is located on my system. Here is my Excel file. I will copy its path from properties and paste there. Okay. Now to remove the Unicode error, we have to write the small r here, and I will save this data set in a data frame, and I am naming it as data only for the easiness of this project. So this is my syntax to load the CSV file. If I run this, the file has been successfully imported. Now if you want to have a look at our data, then I will simply write data here because we have used data here also. If I run this, then this is my data. Here are 11 columns: show ID, category, title, director, cast, country, release date, rating, duration, type, and description. So these are the columns and these are the rows. It is showing top 5 rows from index 0 to 4 and the bottom 5 rows from index 7784 till 7788, and it is also showing the shape of this data set. Means here are 7789 rows and 11 columns in this data set. Okay. Now we will try to get some basic information about this data set using some small functions or commands. So our first function is head function. So how to use add function? We have to write our data frame name data dot add function. It is used to show the top 5 records of the data set. If I run this, then it will show top 5 records only of this data set. Similarly, we can use tail function. Tail function is used to show the bottom 5 records of the data set. So we can use it data dot tail and function. Run this and it will show the bottom 5 records of the data set. Next we have shape. Shape is used to show the number of rows and number of columns. So the syntax will be like our data frame name dot shape. Here if you notice there are no parentheses after the shape command, but in the head and tail there are these brackets or parentheses. So you have to remember these things. If I run this, it will show the total number of rows 7789 and total number of columns 11 from the dataset, as it is also shown above here like this. Okay. Next we can use this size. The size command is used to show the total number of elements in the dataset. If I run this data dot size, if I run this, then it is showing 85679. Means in this dataset total there are 85679 elements. What are the elements of the dataset? This is our one element, this is our second element, this is third, fourth, fifth, and all. So in total there are 85,679 elements in this dataset, which can be shown by the size. Next we have is columns. Column is used to show each column name. Suppose we want to have a look at the column names only, then we can use this function, this command only. If I run this, then it will show all the column names. First column is our show ID, second is our category, and fourth is director, and our last column is description. Okay, and it is also showing the data type of the columns. Here all columns are of object data type, object, or you can say string. Next we have is d types. This d types is used to show the data type of each column. The syntax will be easy. We have to write data dot d types. If I run this, it will show the data types of each column. There are 11 columns and it is showing data type of all 11 columns. And all 11 columns have object data type. Next important function is info. The info function is used to show all the information about this dataset at once. It will show the indexes, columns, data types of each column and memory at once. And this is the simple syntax, data.info. If I run this, then it will show that it is a data frame and it will show the indexes. There are 7789 entries and indexes is from 0 to 7788. And there are total 11 columns. All columns names are shown here. It is also showing the nominal value in each column. In our first column, there are 7789 nominal values. In our director column, there are 5401 nominal values. Means other values are missing in this column. Similarly, it is showing the data type also. And in the last, it is showing the memory uses of this data frame. 669.5 KB is the memory used by this data frame. So this is how we can use some basic functions or commands to get the information about our dataset. Now moving to the next part of this video, we have two tasks here. First task is finding the duplicate records and second task is finding the null values. As per task 1, is there any duplicate record in this dataset? If yes, then remove the duplicate records. To find the duplicacy in the dataset, we use the duplicate function. How we will use it? First of all, let's have a look at our data again. I am using data.head to show the top 5 records only. Now, if I see the shape of my data, the shape of my data is 7789 and 11 columns. Okay. Now, how I will check the duplicate records in my dataset? The syntax is we have to write our data frame name data, then we will write duplicated and the bracket. Okay. Now, if I run this, then it will show the result in the form of boolean or true or false. Now, if I want to see the result in required format, then I will use data and the bracket here around this syntax. Okay, so I have to put this command in the square brackets, and before the square brackets I have to write my data frame name. If I run this, then it will show the duplicate records only from the data set. Here it is showing only two records, means these two records are duplicate in this data set. The index number 6300 and index number 6622. Now we have to remove these two duplicate records from this data. So the syntax to remove the duplicate records or duplicate rows is data dot drop underscore duplicates and function sign. Okay. Now if I run this, then it will show the data frame after removing the duplicate records. As you can see, now two records are less here. Earlier it was 7789, now it is 7787. But these changes are not permanent. To make the change permanent, we have to write a keyword in place equal to true. Now, if I run this, then the command has been executed and the changes are permanent now. Means two duplicate records are removed permanently. Now again, if I run this same command that I used here to check the duplicates, here it is showing no result. Means all two duplicates are removed. It is showing only the column names. Or we can also verify by using the shape. If we check the shape of this dataset now, it is 7787. Earlier, if you see, it is 7789. That's how the duplicate records or rows can be removed from the dataset very easily. Our next task is about the null values. Is there any null value present in any column? If yes, show with the heat map. So to deal with the null values in the dataset, we use the isNull function. First of all, again I will have a look at my data.head. Now to show where the null value is present, I have to use isNull function. So the syntax will be data.isNull function. This is the syntax to show the null values. Now when I run it, it is showing the result in the form of true and false. when there is a true means the null value is there, and when there is a false means no null value is present there. But we want to check how many null values are present in each column. So how we will check? We will simply use the isNull function again, and this time is with isNull function we will use the sum function. So it will show the count of all null values in each column. If I run this, then it will show the count of null values in each column. The first column show ID, it is showing 0, means there is no null value or no missing value. In this column director, there are maximum number of null values 2388, and in the column rating there are only 7 null values. So that's how we can check the null values in our data frame using the isNull function. Next, it is saying that if there is null value, then show with the heat map. So to use the heat map, first of all we have to import the Seaborn library, and the syntax will be import Seaborn as SNS. This is the syntax to import Seaborn library in our Jupyter notebook. If I run this, the command has been successfully imported. To show the null values in the form of heat map, we will use sns dot heat map, and here we will pass our isNull syntax like this. So this syntax will show a heat map with the null values. In this heat map, the null values are shown by this white color. If we check this director column, then this column has the maximum number of missing values. As we can check from here also, it has 2388 null values. And if we talk about the release date column, then there is only single. And if we talk about the country column, then the null values are less as compared to the director column. We can also cross check from here. The country column has 507 null values or missing values. And whenever there is a black, means there is no null value or hardly any null value, means 1 or 2 or 10. So it will show like this. Let's move to the question part of this project. Our first question is, for House of Cards, what is the show ID and who is the director of this show? This question is regarding the getting the information about a particular element from the dataset. So there are two methods to solve this question. First one is using isin function, and second one is using str.contain function. You will see one by one. If I have a look at my data.head, this is my data, and I have to find the details for this House of Cards. Now, as you all know, that House of Cards is a TV show and it will be in title column. So we have to consider the title column for this. Now, how we will use isin function? First of all, we will consider the title column, data and title. This is the syntax to select a column. If I run this, it will show only the title column with the indexes. Now in this title column, I have to search for a keyword, or you can say string. What I have to search? I have to search House of Cards. So I should use isin, and after this I have to pass my the element or string that I have to search or look. If I run this, then it will show result in the form of true and false. Means whenever there is a false, the this value is not there, and whenever there is a true in this result, this value is present there. Now get the result in the desired format. We will pass our data frame name and the square brackets around this syntax. If I run this now, then it will show the required result. As you can see, the title is House of Cards now, and it is showing the complete record of this element. Now, what was asked? Who is the director and what is the show ID? So we can answer from here. The show ID is S2833 and director is, these are the directors of this show. Next we can use str.contains also. and the syntax will be little similar. First of all, we will consider our title column, and on this title column we will use str.contain function like this, and here we have to pass the string that we have to search. If I run this, it will show result in the form of true and false, and to get the result in required format we will pass this syntax in the square brackets. It will show all records of a particular string in any column. If I run this, then it is again showing the same records, house of cards, and the show id is this and director is this. Okay, so this is how we can search for a particular element from the dataset using isin and using str.contains. Our next question is, in which year the highest number of TV shows and movies were released? Show with the bar graph. This question is related with the date time format. First of all, if I check the data type of my date time column, then it is in the object format. So I will create a new column in the which will contain the date time format. So to create a new column, I will write data and my new column name, data underscore n will be my new column name, and what I want in this column, I will write pd dot to date time, and here I will pass my original column name that I want to consider. How I write this syntax? First of all, I have to use the toDateTime function, and in this function I have to pass the original column on which I want to work or I want to consider. So I want to consider this release date column, and I will save the result in my new column which will be the date n. Okay. Now if I run this, the command has been successfully executed and the new column date n is created. If we see our dataset again, then you can see a new column date n is created at the last. And if we want to check the data type of this column, then again we can use data dot d types. So if you see that the data type of this column is date time. Okay, now we can easily work on this column. Now as per our question, it is asking in which year the highest number of TV shows and movies were released. So we can use the value count function for this, and the syntax will be, as we have to work on our new column date n, so I will consider this here, and after this I will use dt dot year dot value counts. Okay, this syntax will count the occurrence of all individual years in the date column. If I run this, then it will show the year wise result. Means in 2019 it found 2153 records, which is the maximum in this dataset. And in 2020 it found 2009 records, and similarly in 2013 there are 11 TV shows and movies that were released. So the answer is 2019. In 2019 there is the highest number of movies and TV shows that were released, and the number is 2153. So using this syntax we can find the answer. If I tell about the syntax, then we have considered this column first, then we have considered the year only from this date time column, and after considering the year we have used the value counts. Value counts is used to show the occurrence of all individual elements in any column. Here the element that we have considered is year. So that's how it works. Now the second part of this question, we have to show it with the bar graph. So the syntax again will be, as we have to consider our new column again, date and 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 we have to consider only the year, so I will write dt dot year. Again I will use the value counts, function, this syntax is same as this, and after this I will draw a plot. Plot kind equal to what kind of plot I want to draw? I want to draw a bar plot. So I will pass bar here. If I run this, then it will show the result in the format of a bar plot. As you can see, in 2019 it is showing the highest number, and in 2021 it is showing like this number. So we can verify our result from this bar graph also. Okay. There are many other parameters also that we can pass in this bar graph. We are not using these parameters right now, but we will use in our later projects. Our next question is, how many movies and TV shows are in this dataset? Show with the bar graph. As I told you, there are many methods to solve a question. I will use group by function to solve this question. First of all, I will have a look at my data again. I am showing only top two records using add and to. Okay. Now I will group by all the TV shows and all the movies from this category column. And the syntax will be our data frame name dot group by function. And in the bracket, I will pass the column name that I want to consider. I have to consider the category column because TV shows and movies are related with this category column. Okay. Now, if I run this, then the groups have created. Now, what results I want from this group by function? I want the count of all TV shows and the count of all movies in this column. So I will use category, my column name, and the count function. So to group all unique items of a column and show their count, we have to use this type of syntax. If I run this, then it will show the result. It is showing the category column has movie items which is occurring 5377 times, and the TV show item which is occurring 2410 times. Okay. In this category column there are only two items. If there is one third item also, then it will show the count of this third item also, but there are only two. So this is how we can use the group by function with count function. Next part is show with the bar graph. Means we have to show with the bar graph. So to show the bar graph, we can use the count plot function this time, and this is a part of Seaborn library. Now, as we have already imported the Seaborn library above, so we don't need to import it again. We can directly call this Seaborn library SNS and dot count plot. And which column I want to draw? I want to draw the category column to show the count of all unique values of any column in the form of bar graph. If I run this, then it will show the graph like this. Means movies are more and TV shows are less. And we can check the number from here. We can mention the number here also, but we have to add some more parameters here. I am not writing those parameters. I am only showing the use of group by function and the count plot. Friends, it's time for giving free reward gifts. Reward gift is I am giving you the free notes of core Python. In these notes, there are many commands that you can easily learn and use and enhance your data analytical skills and enhance your skills in the Python. So these are the free notes that I will provide you. To get these notes, you have to just simply mail on our mail ID given on the screen. Next question is, show all the movies that were released in the year 2000. First of all, we will again have a look at our data. In this data, there is a column date n, which is containing the date in the date time format. From this column, we will create a new column that will contain only the year. So to create a new column, the syntax is this data and our new column name. In this column name, what we want only the year from this date and column. So we will write data and the column that we want to consider the column date and from this column we need only the year. So we will write dt dot year only. If I run this, the new column has been created. If I again have a look at my data, then you can see that a new column year has been created, which is containing only the years 2020, 2016 and all. Now we will apply the filtering to find the answer of this question. We have to find all the movies only, and the year that we have to choose is 2000. So we will apply the filtering. First of all, we will apply the filter for first condition. Our first condition is we have to find out movies only. Data dot category equal to movie. As you all know that movie is in the category column. So we are choosing the category column here. This is our first condition. We have to write this in these brackets, and our second condition is about the year. We have to choose the movies that were released in year 2000 only. So we will put our second condition data year equal to 2000 only. Okay. Now this is our first condition, this is our second condition, and between these two conditions we have to use the AND operator. And to show the result in the required format, we will write our data frame name and the square brackets, and in between these two square brackets we have to put our both conditions. Now if I run this, then it is showing 0, means no movies were released in the year 2000. Now if we want to check the movies that were released in year 2020, then we can use the same syntax, only we need to change the year here from 2000 to 2020 we will change. If I run this, then these all are the movies that were released in the year 2020. If you check the category of this result, then all are movies, and if you check the year, then all are 2020. And if we want to see the number of records, there are 1312 movies that were released in 2020. That's how we can create a new column and use the filtering method. Our next question is show only the titles of all TV shows that were released in India only. Again, this is a question for filtering. Again, we will load our data first, the first two rows only for our reference, and here it is asking for the titles, means we have to consider this title column of all TV shows, means we have to consider this column also, category, because TV show is category, and that were released in India only, and we will work on this country column also. Now to find the answer of this question, we will apply the filter. First of all, we have to apply the filter on the category column to search out only the TV shows. We will write our data frame name data and the column that we want to consider category, and from category we want only TV shows. This is our first condition. We will put in this brackets, and then we have to write our second condition. We have to find the shows that were released in India only. So we will consider the second column as country. in the country we have to choose only India. So we will filter out the India only. Now to find the result in required format, we will put our data frame name and the square brackets, and in between these two square brackets we will put our both conditions. Okay. Now if I run this, it will show all the records that are containing the TV shows only, and the country is India only. Now, as asked in the question, it is asking to show only the titles. So, to show the titles, we will put the column name here. We have to put the column name title here because it is asking for title only. If I run this, then it will show only the titles of the TV shows that were released in the country India only. That's how we can apply the filters and show the results of a particular column only. We can also put another column name also, like you can say director, or you can say show ID. If I put show ID here, then it will show only the show IDs. Okay. Now the next question is show top 10 directors who give the highest number of TV shows and movie to Netflix. To answer this question, we will simply use the value count function. First of all, if I have a look my data again, this is my data, and we have to find the top 10 directors. So we have to consider the director column, and to consider a column, we have to write our data frame name and in the square brackets the column name. Now on this column, we will use the value count function. If I run this, it will show all the counts of each unique element present in this column director. Means this role campus Jan Soter is present 18 times, means this is the highest number or highest count in this column. J Karas is present 14 times, means J Karas give 14 movies and show in total. Now we have to show only the top 10. So to show the top 10 only, we'll use the head function, and in the head function, if I run this, then it will show by default the top 5. If you want to see the top 10, then I will write 10 here. If you want to see the top 15, then I can write top head 15 here. Okay. So this is the answer to this question. These are the top 10 directors who give the maximum number of TV shows and movies to Netflix. Next question is show all the records where category is movie and type is comedies or the country is United Kingdom. Now this question is a special one. In this question we will use the AND operator as well as the OR operator in a single line. I will load my data again. Now I have to work on the category column because we have to select the movies only, and we have to work on the type column because we have to select the comedies only, and then we will also work on the country column to select the United Kingdom only. And the syntax for this filtering, first of all we will use the AND operator between the two conditions. First condition is the category should be movie, and our second condition, the type will be comedies. You have to write the exact name, which is comedies. You cannot write comedy or you cannot write small c here. Now if I show you one thing, if I run this command, then it will show result in the form of booleans. As I told you many times that to get the result in required format with the data frame name and square brackets. Now we have got all the results where the category is movie and type is comedies only. And there are total, if you see, 97 records. Now, as per our question, we have our third condition also. The third condition is the country is United Kingdom. You can say here these two condition is combined into one condition, and now this is our second condition. So here it is showing or. Then we will use the or operator. The syntax will be same. I will copy this syntax and paste here. Here I will add the or operator also. The symbol of or operator is this single line. Okay. And after this I will write the third condition, which is asking for country, and we have to select the country United Kingdom. Okay. Now what do you think? The records will increase or decrease? If I run this, and if you see, the records has increased to 485. Understand why? Because we have put the our this condition, third condition, using the or operator. Means either these two conditions must be satisfied or this single condition must be satisfied. If we see here, there will be category movie and the type must be comedy. And if this condition is not satisfied, then the country must be United Kingdom, as you see here. Here the category is movie, but the type is not comedy. But our or condition is satisfied, which is country equal to United Kingdom. If we see second answer, second record, here the category is movie and the type is comedies, but the country is United States. It is still showing the result because these two conditions are satisfied. Okay, so that's how we can apply the filtering using the AND operator and the OR operator. Our next question is, in how many movies and shows Tom Cruise was cast? This question is regarding finding the information about a particular element from the data set. Same question we have done above. This is my data set and I have to find all the movies or shows where Tom Cruise was cast. Now we have to consider the cast column here to answer this question. We can simply apply the filtering on the cast column. Data dot cast. To select a column, we have two methods. We can use this types of format to select a column, or we can use like this. Both of these syntax will consider the cast column. It is better to use the square brackets to consider a column whenever there is a underscore or there is a space between the characters of a column name. We can use both type of format. Here I am using this type of format to consider the cast column. Here we have to find the results or show the results where the cast is Tom Cruise. Okay. Now if I run this, it will show the result in the form of true false. I will use my data frame name again. If I run this, then it is showing no result because there is not a single category of TV shows or movies where only the cast is Tom Cruise. This syntax works only when there is a Tom Cruise only in the cast column. No other names should be present with this single name. So it is showing zero results. Now if we use the str.contains function, we can also use this function to find the result of a particular string. str dot contains. We have used this function in our above question also. We will write our data frame name. If I run this, then it is showing the error. The error is cannot mask with non-boolean array containing NA and none values. Means this function cannot work on the null values or missing values. Now, as it is showing that there are null values in the cast column, first of all we will remove these null values. Then we will try to find the result. To remove the null value records from the data frame, we will use the drop NA function. Okay. And how we will do it? First of all, we will create a new data frame. I am naming it data underscore new. In this data frame, we will drop all the null values from our original data frame. This is my original data frame data. I am using drop NA function. It drops the rows that contains all or any missing values. And after removing all the missing values rows, we have to save the result in our new data frame data underscore new. We will run it. The new data frame has been created. If we have a look at our new data frame, head to. So in this new data frame, there is not a single record where the value is missing. All the records that were containing the missing values have been removed from this data frame. Now we can again apply this str function which was causing the error due to null values. Data here I am considering and I am working on the new data frame. Data new, and we have to consider the cast column, this one, and in the cast column we have to search for a particular string, so we will use str dot contains, and here I will write the string that I want to search. This is the syntax. If I explain the syntax again, we have considered the cast column from our new data frame. On this cast column, we have used the str.contain function to find for a particular string in this column, and we have to find the Tom Cruise. So I am writing it in the round brackets. And again, this condition must be put in the square brackets. If I run this, then it is showing the two records where you can see the cast is Tom Cruise and the cast is Tom Cruise. Means Tom Cruise was cast in two movies, and these are the two movies. So what you understand with this question? First of all, we tried the filtering to find for a particular element from the data set, but the answer was 0 because this filtering doesn't apply whenever there is a multiple elements in a column. Then we use the str.contains to find this element from the data set. This was also not working because there were none values in the columns. Then we created the new data frame after removing all the null values, and on that new data frame we search again for this particular string and we found the result. Okay. Moving to our next question, what are the different ratings defined by Netflix? For this purpose, we will use two functions, an unique and unique. If I use an unique function, then if I show the data again, the ratings is a different column, and we have to find all the values, all the elements that are present in this rating to answer this question. What are the different ratings? So first of all, we will consider this rating column, and from this rating column what we have to search? We have to search for the unique values. I am using an unique. It will show all the numbers that are unique. It is showing 14, means there are 14 different ratings that are defined by Netflix. Now if we want to see all the different ratings, then we can simply use the unique function. Data and our column name, rating, and with this column name we will use unique function. If I run this, then these are the 14 different ratings which are defined by the Netflix. If you see, it is also considering the null values. So there are two different functions that we can use to find the count and to show the exact result from the column, and unique and unique. Next part of this question is how many movies got the TV14 rating in Canada. Okay, now we have to work on three columns here. We will apply the filtering here. First of all, we have to considering the movies only. As you know, movies is a part of category column, so we will apply a filter on the category column and we will write movie, means we need the result related with movies only. This is our first condition. And the second condition is the ratings. It is asking for TV14 ratings only. We will put AND operator and we will put our second condition. Second condition is from rating columns. The ratings columns we have to search for TV14 only. Okay. Now to show the result, I will use the data frame name here. If I run this, then it will show all the results where the category is movies and the rating is TV14. Now the question is how many movies got the TV14 ratings. Now if we see the shape, then there are 1272 results where the category is movie and rating is TV14. We have to use the third condition also because we have to find these results for Canada only. So I will copy this syntax and we have to apply our third condition also. This third condition is applied with AND operator here because it is not asking for OR, it is asking for AND. So I will consider my country column in the third condition and we have to choose for Canada only. Okay. This will show all the results where the category is movies. First condition, the rating is TV14. The second condition, and the third condition is country must be Canada only. So the country is Canada only. This is how we can use multiple filtering in one single line of code with Python. Okay. It is asking for the count, you can say. You can show the complete results as well, and you can show the count also by using the shape, means how many records are there with these conditions. There are 11 movies only where the rating is TV14 and country is Canada. Okay. Next question is similar to this. How many TV shows got the R rating after year 2018? So this is some interesting question. We will apply filtering. First of all, we will load data for our reference. Then we will apply filtering on the category column because we have to select the TV shows only. So data and to consider category column, I will write category. What we have to search? We have to search for TV shows only. This is my first condition. and my second condition is we have to search for rating R. So I will consider this rating column again, and data rating column. The rating column I have to look, sorry, I have to look for R only. Okay, this is my second condition. Now to get the result, I will put like this. It is showing all the results where the category is TV show and the rating is R. There are only two records. From these two records, we have to search the record where the year is after 2018. If you see here, it is showing year 2016 and 19. So to get the exact result, I will copy this which is containing our first two condition, and here I will write my third condition. My third condition is we have to select the year which is greater than or after 2018. Okay, if I run this, it will show only one record where the category is TV show and the rating is R and the year is 2019. That's how we can apply the multiple filtering with the greater than and less than operator also. Okay. Now the next question is, what is the maximum duration of a show or movie on the Netflix? You got the idea that we have to consider the time column here. So let's work. Data.head. We have to work on this duration column here. Here if you see, there are different type of duration. Let's see what are the different type of duration. Data, and we have to consider the duration column. Here if you see, I am writing data.duration. I am not writing like this because both of these syntax will work. And as I told you, to get the unique values from a column, we will use the unique function. So from the data frame data, we have considered duration column, and in duration column we are finding all the unique values. If I run this, then these are the different durations that are present in this column. Okay, 24 minutes, 11 seasons. If you see, the duration is in different formats, some are in minutes and some are in seasons. So we will, for this question, we can ignore the seasons. We will consider the minutes only, where the result is shown in minutes. Okay. Now, if we check the data types of this column, data.duration and dtype, and it is in the object format, as you can see from here also. First of all, we have to convert this into numeric format. We have to follow some steps, and the steps will be, let's load our data again there also. So the first step is we have to split out the elements of this duration column into two different columns. First column will take out the this numeric value, and second column will take out the this string value. So to create two different columns from a single column, we will use str.split function, and the syntax will be data, and in the square brackets we have to write our two column names. My first column name will be minute, and after comma my second column name will be unit. Okay, so it will be my first column name after split, and it will be my second column name. And what I want in these two columns, I will consider this duration column, and I have to apply the split function on this duration column. In this split function, you have to pass the separator. Here the separator, if you see, is blank space. So I have to pass the separator the blank space only, like this. If there is a hash or hyphen, then you can pass like this only in these quotes, this type of quotes. But here the separator is blank space, so I will pass blank space only. Then we have to pass an argument expand equal to true. Okay, if I run this, the command has been successfully executed. And to have a look at my new data frame, I will use data.head and like this. If you see two different columns, first is minutes and second one is unit, are created here. This minute column is containing all the numeric values, means you can say the values that are before the blank space, and this unit column is containing all the string values, means the values that are after the blank space, means seasons and minutes. Okay, that's how we can create two different columns by splitting a single column. Now we can easily find out the maximum value from this minute column using the max function. So as we have to consider the minute column, we will consider this column. If I run this, then it will show all the values of this column. To find the maximum value, we can use max function very easily, and it is showing the answer is 99. Means as per this data set, 99 minutes is the maximum duration. I don't know this is correct or not, but as per the present available data set, it is showing 99. Similarly, if we want to find out the minimum, then we can simply use the dot mean here to find the minimum value, and 1 is the answer. To find out the mean, we can simply use the mean like this, infinite, because these are all in the form of a object. If I show the data type of this column, then you can see it is object data type, not the numeric. But in this case, we can consider it as a numeric value. Okay. Next question is, which individual country has the highest number of TV shows? So we have to consider the country column and also the category column, which is containing the TV shows item. Data dot head, we have to consider the which one, the country column, where it is this one column, country, and the category column. Now first of all, I will create a new data frame which will contain only the TV shows. I will name my new data frame as data underscore TV show. What I want in this data frame? I want only the category equal to TV shows, means only the TV shows. If I need to create a data frame with movies only, then I will write movie here. Okay. Now if I want the required result, I will run this command and a new data frame has been successfully created. To have a look at my new data frame, TV show is the name, dot head 2. This data frame contains only the category TV show. Now on this data frame, we will use the value count function on our country column. So I will select the country column from this new data frame, and if I use value counts function, then it will show all the results from this country column with the occurrence count of each unique element. United States is present 705 times in this country column, which is the maximum, and India is present 71 times in this country column, means for India there are 71 TV shows present in this record. And for you can say Japan, there are 157 records that are present in this TV show dataset. From this result, we have to find the, mm, as per the question, the individual country has the highest number of TV shows. So we have to show the first country only. So we can use the head function for this TV show dot country and dot value counts, and I will use head function here. If I use head function without writing any value inside this bracket, then it will show the top 5 records. But I have to show top first record, then I will write only one here. When I run this, it is showing error because we haven't used the brackets here. Now if I run this again, it will show United States and the count is 705. So this is the answer, that United States is the individual country which has the highest number of TV shows as per this dataset. Next question is how we can sort the dataset by year. This is a simple question which will show the use of sort value function. First of all, look our data, and it is asking to sort by the year column. This is the year column by which we have to sort. So using the sort values function, we will write our data frame name and the function name dot sort values, and in the bracket we have to pass the column by which we want to sort the dataset. We have to pass by year column, so I will pass year here. If I run this, then it will show all the data frame with respect to year column: 2008, 2009, 10, and it is also showing the null values also the last. Okay, now if we want to see the latest year at the top records, then we can use one parameter here which is ascending equal to false. So I will again use sort value function, then I will use my column name by which I want to sort, and with this I can write ascending equal to false. I am writing ascending equal to false because we have to sort in the reverse order, means in the descending order. If I run this, then you can see now the year 2021 is at the top, then year 2021 21, and there will be also 2020 after this 2021. If we see the top 10 records, uh, all 10 records have 2021, but below there will be more records also. The main purpose of this question is explaining the short values function and using the ascending and descending. By default here we haven't written the ascending or descending. By default it is true, means ascending is equal to true is default. Moving to our next question, this is our last question of this project. Find all the instances where category is movies and type is dramas. Means we have to consider two column, category and type, or the category is TV show and type is kids TV. Here also we have to consider the category column and type column, but between these two conditions we have to use the AND operator, and between these two conditions we also use the AND operator, and between these conditions, this one and this one, we have to use the OR operator. Let's work on it. Data dot head, as per the question we have to work on this category column and on this type column. Okay, now our first condition is category must be movie. So data category, I will select movies. Here you have to write the exact name, the movie, because S is not there. Okay, this is my first condition. I will put in the brackets, and my second condition is I have to select all the records where type is the dramas only. Okay, this is my second condition. I will again put this whole condition in the square brackets like this. Now if I run this, then it will show all the result where the category is movie and type is dramas. Okay, I will show only the top two records. Now moving to our second part of this question, which is asking for category is TV show and type is kids TV. Okay, this is also for filtering data, and we have to consider category column. This time it is asking for TV show, so I will write TV show. This is my first condition. I will put in brackets, and as per my second condition, the type must be kids TV. So I will put this second condition also in the brackets, and as usual data frame name square brackets and square brackets close. If I run this, it will show the error, invalid syntax. The error is this element kids TV already containing a single quote, and we are using the single quotes here also. So you have to note that whenever the element contains a single quote, we should write the element in double quotes to avoid this type of error. If I run this now, it will show the result where the category is TV show and the type is kids TV only. Okay, this is our second part of this question. Now we have to combine this condition and this whole condition into one using the OR operator. So it is simple. We will write our first condition. If I copy the same, okay, this is my first condition, which is containing the two condition, and my second condition, which is also containing the two condition in itself, and paste here. I will use the simply the OR operator here. Okay, and again I will put the data frame name data, the square brackets and square bracket close. If I run this, then it will show the required exact result where the category is movie and type is dramas. If this condition is not satisfied, then we have to search for this condition where category is TV show and the type is kids TV. Okay, so that's how we can find the results with the multiple conditions. If I explain this syntax again, we are applying our first condition to find out the category with movies only, and with this condition we have to look the results where the type is dramas only. Okay, so combining these two conditions is making our first condition of the answer. Now we have to find the category where category is TV show and the type is kids TV. So again combining these two conditions is forming one condition only, which is the part of which is second part of our question, and these two conditions we have to separate with this or operator. Okay, so this is the simple filtering. That's all for this video.